Hey guys, on today's episode we're going to be looking at this Royce Cullinan, which has got the Urban body kit on it. So we'll be taking you along on the process of getting it protected. We're going to put paint protection film on the front end, going to detail the rest of it, get this wheel refurbished so you can see some damage there, get a new tyre put on it, and yeah, it'll be leaving looking like $1 million. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan was introduced in 2018 as a foray into the SUV market for Rolls-Royce, who had traditionally made luxury saloons, with a starting price of over £250,000. The Urban body kit is a complete package including custom front bumper, extended arches and side skirts, with a custom rear bumper to finish it off, all covered in carbon fibre. Even though this Rolls-Royce is very dirty when it was dropped off to us, you can still see the muscular design shine through compared to the standard car. From the rear quarter especially, I think you can agree how much more aggressive it looks. And given the original car's contentious design, I think this one looks much better. The interior is simply incredible. Everything in this car is electric or power operated, from the doors to the airplane style tray tables and infotainment screens in the back. Everything is high quality, and I really like the contrasting orange piping. And of course, the Starlight headliner, which I do believe that Rolls-Royce pioneered being included in this vehicle as well. With the addition of some optional extras and the Urban body kit itself, this vehicle is worth around £450,000. A clean studio is a happy studio. I started the day off by sweeping up the leaves that come in when the doors open. And once that was done, we moved on to the wash process. We used reverse osmosis and filtered water to make sure that we leave no watermarks. We cleaned the wheels and the arches to begin with, using a citrus-based pre-rinse solution, which is then followed by application of an iron contamination removal product. This gets rid of any embedded contamination and makes the wheel a lot easier to clean. Onto the body of the vehicle now. We're applying the same citrus pre-rinse solution that we mentioned earlier, and we follow that by rinsing it all off once it's had some time to work, and then we move on to the snow foam application. While the foam is working and dwelling, removing all of the dirt from the surface of the paint, we're going to go around with a detail brush, go around all the trims and whatnot, getting on the back side of the carbon fibre skirt extensions here on the door, as well as all of the other hard to reach areas. Finally, once all of that's done, they're going to move on to the actual contact wash. We're using 2 buckets, grit guards, etc. We're going to finish everything off with a good rinse and do the engine bay as well. We also chemically decontaminated the vehicle using a tar removal product and an iron fallout removal product. We didn't need to clay this particular vehicle as there was no other contamination present. We don't clay unless it's necessary, as the process of claying will put a few more marks into the paint. Okay guys, the Cullinan has been washed and prepped, ready for the film installation and for the polishing. You'll notice it is still wet as per normal. We've used our spotless water, our reverse osmosis water system, so we don't need to dry it. This means that we can allow it to drip dry without putting any further marks into the paint. A lot of the PPF installation on this vehicle was custom, but we were able to use a few template pieces for the top section of the bumper and parts of the grille. But due to the extended arches, the available patterns did not fit, so we had to custom fit or bulk fit the film. Here we're using the Suntek reaction film, which is a market leading film which has an inbuilt ceramic coating and a self-healing top coat. Here as well you can see Dan pulling some of the film off the backing sheet, which we call weeding out. Once the film installation was complete, we took the car out of our film room, put it on the ramp and managed to get all the wheels off. As you can see, there was some damage to one of the wheels, so while that's off for a refurb, we're giving the other 3 a deep clean. So we've taken them off, we're cleaning the barrels and the back side of the spokes. Okay guys, I've pulled the camera up and we're going to have a look at the paint here. This is the passenger side door on this Royce Cullinan, and you can see that there's a lot of heavy swirling. The owner told me that it was cleaned with a yard brush one time, so that's probably where most of these marks have come from. So we're going to get that looking perfect, back to the mirror finish that a Rolls Royce should be. So you guys can see this lower section came out really nicely after the first pass. I'm going to polish the top part of the door now, and I'm going to refine everything when we've done the other half as well, obviously, just to get that really good mirror shine. Just for clarification, this section of the door we've polished and corrected. You can see the 50-50 line, and then this side of the door is the side obviously we haven't done any work on, so you can see that's quite a significant improvement. Really gets that metallic out. It's a lovely colour. Just want to show you one of our smallest cordless polishers. This is a Flex PXE80 which supports 1 or 2 inch backing plates, and it's amazing for polishing parts such as door handles, inset trim pieces and other areas you couldn't safely get a 3 or 5 inch polisher in. It has a DA and a rotary mode, which is fantastic, and it's a really handy piece of equipment. I'd certainly recommend it. Okay, we are going to tackle these plastic sections, these body kit extensions that are on the bottoms of the doors. They are very angular and sharp, so it will take a lot of time. You can see they are quite swirled and marked as well, just from washing, etc. Being the lowest part of the car, they do tend to collect the most amount of dirt. So okay guys, we've polished the passenger side rear door. Now we're going to move on to the passenger side front door, which does seem a bit worse than the rear door was, but we will get that looking perfect. Just so you know, we're taping up the front wing here specifically because it has a PPF installed on it. While you can technically polish PPF, especially on older film, which might have yellowed slightly or have some wash marks in it, this film is new, so we don't want to damage it or affect the self-healing top coat or ceramic coating.
Kosamayo.
Okay guys, I picked the camera up just to show you something which I thought was quite interesting that you might like to see. So this is the rear quarter. It's not been polished or anything, so this is sort of as it is, so you can see all of the swirl marks, haziness, etc. When we say we do a multi-stage correction, what we'll end up with often is this here. So you can see the swirl marks have gone, but there's a sort of hazing. You can sort of see it around here. It just looks a bit cloudy. So that's after using a microfiber cutting pad, and there were some quite deep scratches in this area. If you were to then subsequently refine or use a slightly softer pad, you'll end up with this finish, which as you can see doesn't have this haziness at all. So this would obviously be the sort of more finished section of the paint. And then you've got the cut but not refined paint. And then of course the original paint, which if I just bring the light over again, has all of these marks. These gloss black trim pieces always scratch very easily compared to the rest of the paint on every car, and it's no different on this Rolls Royce. So we're going to take our 3-inch Roots machine with a soft pad and gently polish these to remove the heavier marks without damaging the trims. Okay guys, we're on to the rear section of the Cullinan now. You see there's a lot of tight areas and ridges, indentations, etc. Same as with the side skirts. So we're going to tackle most of this with our 3-inch Roots machine with a reasonably soft pad. And then some of the tighter areas, like the bottom of the carbon spoiler here, we're going to hit with the Flex PXE80, the very small cordless machine. I just want to highlight the quality of the Urban body kit. You might be familiar with some other aftermarket body kits which are quite low quality, let's be honest, but this is fantastic. The fit and finish is better than most OEMs, certainly in keeping with the Rolls-Royce quality, and even the parking sensors where they've mounted them in this carbon piece are amazing, very good quality, so big shout out to Urban. Now all of the heavier polishing or cutting has been completed. We're going to go around the whole car with a refining pad and a jeweler's polish just to remove any possible hazing or micromarring from the cutting process. This will leave a finish to die for. It's incredibly glossy, crystal clear. The paintwork on this car is simply unbelievable. Onto the protection now, and we're applying Labo Cosmetica STC and HPC, which is a 2-layer ceramic coating giving excellent protection for years to come and helps protect the paint from further swell marks from improper washing in the future. You can see here, when the rainbow effect or micro beading occurs, it's time to buff off or level the coating. This particular coating has a lifespan of up to 6 years and 90,000 kilometers of use. In this instance, Dan is applying the coating and I'm following him around to level it off. Of course, you can apply ceramic coating by yourself, but obviously with Dan and myself both being here, it is a bit easier if we can work together and we can get it done more quickly. Not to mention, it's significantly easier on your arms. Okay guys, we've moved on to the interior of the Cullinan now. We've done everything that we need to polishing wise outside. We're going to give it a clean in here. We're not going to go too in depth, so no wet vacuum, no steam cleaning. 2 reasons. Number 1, it's not too dirty, so we don't need to go too much. And number 2, we don't want to detract from the lovely smell of this very fresh and soft, supple leather. I wish I could have smell-o-vision because it smells incredible in here. So we don't want to take that away from the car. There's a lot of dog hair in the boot of this car, so hoovering unfortunately doesn't tend to remove it by itself, so we've got our pet hair removal brush, which is a rubber scrubby pad with sort of nodules on it, which will help dislodge the pet hair. We can then follow that up with a hoover, which will get everything out of the carpet. Here you can see I do try to use a more gentle cleaner first, but unfortunately some of the heavier marks are not coming out of the leather, so I have to step it up again just to a slightly stronger cleaner to get everything back to the factory fresh finish. As we were moving the Cullinan around for the final photos, Dan called me over to have a look at the Starlight headliner. We'd obviously noticed it in the day, but outside at night it was even more impressive, and there were even shooting stars. The final step was to put these floating centre caps back on the wheels and then get it in the clean room. Okay guys, this Cullinan is done, it's finished, it's going home to the owner, and we're very happy to have worked on it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.